Ten Hag is not a happy man at Manchester United right now because he might be pessimistic that he might lose certain players because of the Glazers delaying to hand contracts over to them. And the Glazers are looking like they don't want to hand contracts to these players because they are not yet certain of the future, and even the players are not willing to put pen to paper like some of them because they don't know what the future of United is lying right about now. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Good morning. This is the seventh day of April. Yes, Good Friday it is. Jesus is going to be crucified today, and then on Sunday he resurrected. That is Jesus. And we who believe in Jesus Christ, we are really remembering that. And the Muslims are really in the holy month of Ramadan, and Ramadan Kareem to my Muslim brothers. But we are also talking about Allister being linked to Manchester United. Then we are having another story concerning Luke Shaw. There was a lot of worry about Luke Shaw, but we are getting a story coming in from a correspondent of United for the Times, known as Paul Hurst, that it's not as harsh as we expected it to be into that game of Brentford. So, Rock and David is my name. Let's set the ball rolling us up. Now, Erik ten Hag has lots of players he believes their contracts have to be really extended. Apart from Luke Shaw, I think he's the only one that's been awarded a new contract at Manchester United. That of Alejandro Garnacho looks like it's ready, but not yet announced. Now, there are very many players who are going to be left with 1 year on their contract come the summer of 2023. Meaning that if their contracts are not extended, we might lose them out on a free in 2024. So, Ten Hag is really furious. He has gone ahead and piled more pressure on the Glazers, and obviously this is what he had to say as reported by Sky Sports News. They're telling us that Ten Hag wants a quick resolution to the contract's extensions. Negotiations are still ongoing for Marcus Rashford, David De Gea, Diego Dallo and Fred. Ten Hag gave the directive that their future be secured with Rashford as the priority. And you understand why Marcus Rashford is the priority, because when you look at what he's registering as his numbers at Manchester United right now, there is no way he can cease to be a priority for Erik ten Hag, because he wants him tied on a long contract, like 4 more years with an option of 1 further year, and that is Erik ten Hag for you. And you would go ahead and really feel for Erik ten Hag, because as things stand for him, Rashford is his poster boy, you know. They would have been together with Anton Martial, but Anton Martial is an injury-prone player. So, to me, in my mind, it is really ringing that Ten Hag knows how busy Rashford is going to be in the summer. If at all we reach the summer when his contract is not extended, very many teams are going to throw lots of huge and ridiculous offers to him, because the team can come out and tell Rashford, you're giving you 600,000 pounds a week. Are you coming to a team or not? Those teams are there. You know, those teams are there. But Ten Hag knows all that is going to happen. So he doesn't want to really make Rashford face temptations, because, guys, leave money. Money is really temptuous. You know, I can give you an example. Neymar is this boy who dreamed playing for Barcelona. He went at Barcelona, he had everything, he won the Champions League, he had won everything, literally everything for Barcelona at the club level, you know? And they're having a very good front three. It was even named MMS. Was it MNS? You get? Messi, Neymar, Suarez. It was really deadly that everyone was afraid of it. Behind of it, there was Iniesta, there was Xavi, a little bit of Xavi, there was Sergio Busquets, you know? Rakitic, you know, they had a very brilliant team, you know, and Pranjic, you know, those were players that were at Barcelona, and the team was really complete. But Neymar, because of the money that PSG threw at Neymar, it changed the mind of Neymar. And I think this is what Erik ten Hag is really anticipating after putting his lenses on, because teams are really ridiculous. Teams can come in with silly money, and it can really send Rashford silly. You know, we know that Rashford is really one of those players that wants to win big at Manchester United. Ten Hag has gone ahead to improve him a lot. And even when PSG knocked on his door, offering him £400,000 a week, with just 2 years left on his contract at Manchester United, he said, no, I'm going nowhere. I'm giving Erik ten Hag a chance because he's promising to improve me as a player of Manchester United. So that's why Ten Hag is really hinting at the Glazers and the board of United to really quicken up the process. They should find a catalyst to get these deals done, because he knows that these players are really going to be exposed. For David De Gea, everything is positive, and there is only one closure that the two parties haven't agreed on about. It's all about the amount of money. United is offering £250,000 to David De Gea. David De Gea is saying, I cannot earn that amount of money. I'm agreeing a pay cut, but not £125,000 of my salary. And I think David De Gea would bouquet with like £300,000 a week, because David De Gea believes that he's still a very important player for the club. If at all he takes that pay cut, you know, it would indicate that he's not an influential player at the stadium of Manchester United. And secondly, that there is a clause that he'll be paid according to the number of games he plays. So he doesn't agree onto that. And if at all those clauses can't be put out, maybe David De Gea will find himself a club that is going to take him and really pay him the amount of money he wants. And remember, for David De Gea, they never triggered his 1 year left on his contract, meaning that on 30th June, if everything is not done and dusted, he'll be a free agent, you know, meaning that he'll be free to negotiate with any team to take him. And this will be a very huge blow to Erik ten Hag. For Diego Dallo, I think for him everything is positive, and he went ahead and really confirmed us that the deal is nearly getting done. And I think for Freddie, it's also going to be done, but the two contagious deals are that of Marcus Rashford and David De Gea. And I think they are players that you wouldn't like to lose. For David De Gea, if I told you ahead of him and you want him to go, remember yesterday, the 3 points we get and the clean sheet we keep is because of David De Gea denying that one-on-one chance that a Brentford player got. You know, in the entire game, Brentford had not registered any shot on target, and their first shot on target came through as a one-on-one, and David De Gea came to the saving of Manchester United. So with those saves being put in by David De Gea, I have to come here and really let you know that Erik ten Hag is really pressurizing the board. Go ahead and really do what? And really tie these players onto long contracts, because we can't be having a problem, we can't be having a problem of signing players and then we also have a problem of retaining players. That's one of the things we shouldn't really entertain at Manchester United. And I think Erik ten Hag is really so much observant into that position. Now, let's leave that at that. Yesterday, there is a story that really came in through concerning Alex McAllister. And again today, it has been confirmed by a source coming in from South America, and it's basing from Argentina. He's known as Cesar Luis Melo, and he's really one of those reporters coming in from, I think, Argentina, and he might have gotten the source from the agent of McAllister, and he first told us that Manchester United, Liverpool and Arsenal all have serious interest in signing Brighton midfielder Alexis McAllister in upcoming summer transfer window, with two of those clubs already negotiating a move. Oh my God, which are those two clubs? Because when you look at Alex McAllister, he's really a very good player who is really versatile, that can play as a CDM, attacking midfielder, and as a number 8. So he can play as a box-to-box midfielder also. And then today, he has gone ahead and really affirmed that the interest of Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool in McAllister is absolutely confirmed. What I can confirm is that two clubs of these three are already advancing to buy him in the summer. The price talked is about £61 million. Now, let's insinuate that United is really going to sign McAllister. You know, Ten Hag is so much obsessed with versatility. That's why he wants Frankie de Jong if they can get him. That's why he wants Jude Bellingham. That's why he's looking in for players like Julian Timber. He doesn't want to sign a player who can only play in one position. That's why you see to it that nowadays even Bruno is being ushered into a new role of playing as a number 8 or playing as a box-to-box midfielder. He plays next to either Casemiro or Sabitzer or Scott McTominay. And when you look at McAllister, he's the right player that can best provide that to Erik ten Hag. He can play as a CDM, he can play as a central attack midfielder, he can play as a box-to-box midfielder. That is McAllister for you. But I think we had not given him a lot of attention, not until the World Cup, because in the World Cup, that's where McAllister made his name. He was at Brighton and performing very well, but the likes of Caicedo, Enoch Mwempo had really gone ahead to really suffocate him, the likes of Yefis Bissouma. But I think the World Cup really put him onto the spotlight. Though Enzo Fernandez was the first to move, I think it was because Benfica, if at all you meet their required fee, they can easily get you the player. But Brighton, even if you come in with a lot of money, they cannot get you the player provided they are not really ready in the terms of selling the player. Because when you look at Arsenal, they went in with £70 million and Brighton said no. They planned a bid of £80 million. Brighton told them, even if you bring in £200 million, we're not going to sell Caicedo to you. And the reason has been given out today that they never wanted to lose McAllister, Caicedo, that midfield pairing of them, because they are really targeting European football. They want to play in the UEFA Europa League, because Europa League will really guarantee them some good money. And if at all they really attain those places, because they look like they're into the permutations or the conversation of really playing the UEFA Europa League, then they'll find themselves in a position of letting these players go and then reinforce later. That's it. But let's talk about McAllister. I think he can fit into that club. Do you know why? He's better than Fred. He's better than Scott McTominay. That's it. If you can get in McAllister, that means you've really gone ahead to hit 3 birds with 1 stone. He can act as a Casemiro backup. He can play alongside Casemiro in the double pivot. He can also play as a central attack midfielder. That is McAllister. And he's a modern player who has a tenacity that is really undoubted. And for him, I'm not even a doubting Thomas that Ten Hag is going in for him. I believe Ten Hag can like this player because he's that Erik ten Hag kind of player that he can get. And I think Ten Hag might want to recruit a lot from the Premier League this summer, because in the previous season he recruited a lot out of the Premier League, and he won't go in for English players. That's what I know. And apart from Harry Kane, who is being linked to us by very many sources, and even the club of Manchester United, as the board, as the hierarchy, they want to sign Harry Kane to Manchester United. So I think Erik ten Hag and McAllister, I think there is a connection. He's a flair player, technically gifted, has goals onto him, and he can do a lot of football, can do a lot of work in that midfield, and he can work a lot. So I believe Man United can really get something out of that deal. And I think £61 million for McAllister, to me, I believe it's not too much money for him, because when you look at his age, McAllister is just 24 years of age. And £60 million, not bad amount of money to buy him at Manchester United. And I think it will be something great for the club of Manchester United to get McAllister. And let's wait and see how everything pans out. But it goes down to the amount of money we're going to be having, because we might be so attractive. We might be having a manager who convinces players to come in through the club. But can we break the bank and bring in these players? Because for the striker situation, it's close to £80 million. Now, if you add on McAllister, 60, £140 million, that's almost going to be our budget for the summer. That's it. So let's leave that at that, and let's get to Luke Shaw. Most of us were worried about Luke Shaw, though Malacia came in through and played very well after Luke Shaw was really taken off around the 37th minute of the game. But we've been told by the Times that Manchester United have received some good news after the muscle injury that forced Luke Shaw off against Brentford was deemed not to be serious. It's understood that Luke Shaw's substitutions against Brentford was made as a precaution, and that after further tests, United staff do not regard the problem as serious, so Luke Shaw will not be out for so long. That is Paul Hurst, a correspondent of United, meaning that's being fed in by the club. So let's wait and see how it's going to happen for a player known as Luke Shaw, because we need him. We need him. You know, however much you have a player in the names of Malacia that can come in and really get the job done, but if at all Malacia gets a problem again, you know, we just resort to Delo playing as a left back and Bissaka playing as a right back. So with this run of games that we are left with, I don't want us to find ourselves in a situation of not having a lot of depth into those positions, because we've had enough of not having depth in the CDM position, central defense, center forward position, you get? So I don't want to see to it that those positions that we've been bragging about, that we are really having a lot of depth and having lots of injuries coming in through. So we have to pray to it that this man returns on time. That is Luke Shaw, though Malacia is really ready to really take the mantle and obviously give us the best that we deserve as a team of Manchester United. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. Tell me your thoughts about Ten Hag piling more pressure onto the Glazers to get the contracts of 4 players done. Which players do you want to be signed? Or which players' contracts do you want to be extended? And those that you don't want to be extended, for example, Rashford, De Gea, Fred, and Dalot. The ball is over to you. Then let's talk about Allister to Manchester United. Would you really welcome him at Old Trafford? And lastly, Luke Shaw about his injury. Rock and David remains my name. A sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and all my Muslim friends, Ramadan Kareem, as today is a Friday, and obviously you guys are really going to enjoy your prayers. I'm out. Bye bye.